I'm Trish Toby with WARC reporting to you live from Westchester, New York, where there appears to be some sort of mutant menace on the loose.
Hey, everybody, I'm Matt Allcamp.
And I'm Pat Reber.
And I'm Stephen Hesson.
And say it with us, I guess Pete again. No one's sending us their names.
Welcome to Mutant Menace.
Mutant Menace. Nailed it.
All right. Another successful intro.
Wait a second. Stephen.
Hi. Sorry. Yo.
Welcome, Stephen. Really thrilled to have you, borrowing you from the Batting Around podcast.
Hello. Yes. Weird crossover, but when you need someone to talk about bears, I'm your guy.
You two may be the crossover between X-Men and baseball. Stephen Hesson, tell us about the Batting Around podcast.
Well, we're the gayest baseball podcast on the internet. I keep making that claim definitively because no one has challenged me. And if anybody does, they're shit out of luck because we're all very gay and very baseball together.
What do you do?
It's a combination.
What do you do if somebody challenges you? If somebody's like, "Nah, we're a gayer," does it become like a gay off or a baseball off or just a fist fight?
I guess it depends on the situation. If it becomes a fist fight or a baseball off, I think we kind of win by default because it means that they're not as gay as us. But no, it's Batting Around. It's a baseball-ish podcast. It's me and my two friends, Jane and Lauren, who we all had the lovely idea to we decided, you know what the world needs? The world needs another baseball podcast. And you know when it needs it? The middle of the year 2020. Ever heard of it? We're coming up on our 6-year anniversary this year.
Congrats.
And yeah, if you want analytics, if you want smart insight onto what to do with your fantasy team, if you want detailed stat breakdowns of games, go somewhere else. That's not us. We are 3 terminally online gay people who love to talk and love baseball and love going on tangents. So an episode of Batting Around is generally just us shooting the shit with each other in a vaguely baseball-y context. And that's about it. And people seem to like it. Enough people listen that I get randomly reached out to on Blue Sky being asked to join an X-Men podcast.
That's right. I highly recommend the Batting Around podcast if you are the least bit into sports. It was very hard to find podcasts that are like socially or culturally cool. So if you're looking for some insight into, you guys do a lot of vibe-based sports analysis, it is, I think, a perfect podcast for it.
I had a real fun time listening to a couple intros to episodes where you guys are just bullshitting around about like your life and yourselves, and then the baseball talk starts, and then I kind of
you have a really, really low threshold for baseball talk because we lately have been barely discussing it.
Well,
although the World Baseball Classic
season
did just end, and we did have a lot of stuff to discuss there. But generally speaking, we're very bad at talking about baseball, almost to the point where we've edited our intro. It used to be, welcome to Batting Around. It's Batting Around. It's a baseball podcast. And now it is, welcome to Batting Around. It's Batting Around. It's a baseball-ish podcast. For example, we have a Patreon and we do 2 bonus episodes every month. This year, we've decided to do a fun thing where that is completely not baseball related at all. We're watching all of the Wachowski movies all year. So every
Yes.
month we're talking about a Wachowski movie, and this month we're talking about The Matrix.
Now, what is that?
You might just need to subscribe to find out.
Oh, okay.
We come from the world of baseball and we live in it, but
Yeah.
we do not limit ourselves to it in any way.
You know, guys, what's surprising to me is that
We've talked a lot about the X-Men on this podcast.
it's 2026, right?
Yeah.
And there's tell me if I've gotten this incorrect somehow, but baseball is still the thing where one guy throws a ball like deadly hard, like as hard as he can, deadly hard at another guy.
So hard that if he does it too much, his arm will fall off.
And if it hits the guy could die, right? Like the guy could be serious.
If it hits him in the right spot.
Yeah.
But
And
usually
then
they hit him on their ass.
And then that guy has to swing a heavy stick at the ball before it hits him. And then everyone gets so excited they start running around. And that is still how they do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Matt, I thought you didn't watch sports.
It is the nerdiest sport, so that might be
It
a
is.
gateway to it. I am famously, I grew up hating all sports. I was a gay nerd, so I was like, what the fuck is sports for me? This is not my thing.
Right.
And then the Phillies won the World Series, and then I was like, And then that was the start of my mental illness.
There is a lot of folklore about baseball, which I appreciate.
Oh, yes.
I appreciate that it is.
It's also the most astrology coded sport because it's just got a lot of
expand on
magic
that.
numbers and like rituals and superstitions, and there's a lot of like woo woo witchy magic in it. If that's the route that you want to take, listen,
Most
I can take
pagan of
any
sports.
special interest of yours and get it back to baseball. It's a great sport, even when it is the worst sport.
Well, let's reverse it and talk about our nerdy thing here. Stephen, what's your connection to the X-Men?
Oh boy. So inviting me on a podcast that breaks down X-Men comics is very interesting because I know these characters quite well. Most of them.
Oh, yeah.
These are the first X-Men comics I've read.
Okay.
I, much like sports, actually, growing up, when I got to comics culture, I was like, what's going on here? And ultimately decided that it was simply not for me because it just felt so overwhelming. Like, where do I start?
Yeah.
And how do I like get in it?
Right.
And for some reason, the whole the serialized going on forever culture of comics it wasn't really a thing for me. But the stories are fucking great. And I like, of all the comics properties, I read a little bit of Batman, but like of all the comics properties, X-Men were my like number one with a bullet because I'm a gay nerd. And
of course,
like, I loved the movies. I missed the original the cartoon. Somehow that I missed that.
Interesting.
But X-Men Evolution, that was a fucking direct hit. That was what I was watching Saturday mornings. That was my favorite Saturday morning cartoon. And that's like the main source of like my origin story with the X-Men. I rewatched it during lockdown. Like I went through the whole thing and I was like, damn, this shit holds up.
X-Men Evolution was my, I think we've talked about this before, but it was like my college stoner cartoon. I would sit back, smoke a joint and watch X-Men Evolution.
I mean, yeah.
It was
Sounds like a great time.
The perfect show for it.
I mean, X-Men Evolution, not only is it the one, it's interesting that we have you on for a New Mutants episode because X-Men Evolution has a ton of New Mutants characters in it.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting you talk about the cross-section between your baseball fandom and gay culture, which is just your podcast.
You would be surprised at how how it is not just.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
But I think X-Men Evolution is. So it was around the time of X-Men Evolution. It was like the early 2000s where the metaphor of the X-Men started shifting from civil rights to the LGBTQ rights.
The moment where Bobby blows on Wolverine's glass of Coke to cool it, to ice it, is directly embedded into the spinal fluid of every gay nerd my age.
Yeah. And I think X-Men Evolution was the first place where that really felt true, right? Because it was a bunch of young kids. It really leaned into this is right around puberty is when this happens feeling of X-Men.
There were no gay characters on X-Men Evolution, if I remember correctly, but the metaphor was thick.
Yes.
Yeah, like I obviously I wasn't approaching X-Men as a property thinking that Evolution was anything other than some sort of like weird alternate storytelling.
It's a distillation
part of it. But I liked the distillation, and I think the way that I am with comics, like I deeply respect the legacy and storytelling that we can get from comics runs, but taken as a whole, like I had a blast reading these. These were so fun. I'm probably going to read more just like casually offhand.
Yeah.
But when you zoom out, it gets fucking ridiculous.
It's complicated.
It is
web.
Absurd. And it's just like, I don't like that, characters aren't allowed to die or retire. And X-Men Evolution was great because it's like, we're taking X-Men comic lore, distilling it into a coherent story, and maybe switching things up a bit. Like maybe Iceman's a new mutant now for some reason, or Jean Grey is a student, and Storm is not. Like we're doing different things.
And it was like short term enough for those changes to stick around too. They don't have to worry about.
It is also profoundly aughts.
Goth Rogue.
If I were remotely heterosexual, Goth Scarlet Witch would have done crazy shit to me.
Sure.
Man. Yeah. As a heterosexual, I can definitely confirm this. I mean, it's interesting. So what you said about like Marvel's slavish devotion to status quo is kind of what turns you off. It's interesting because this is what Chris Claremont was so focused on during this period of time. He was like, he wanted, like at the time that these issues are happening, Cyclops had retired, Jean Grey is dead, and Chris Claremont intended that to be forever, right?
Wouldn't that be cool if that were the case? As much as I love both of those characters, it's just like, let them rest.
That's like almost a quote, right? Like he deserves his rest. They deserve their rest, and it's only, I think we're only about a year out from Jim Shooter, the editor-in-chief at Marvel, starting to undo some of these changes, and Chris Claremont almost quits Marvel entirely. Thankfully, he doesn't. He sticks around to like 91. But X-Men was supposed to be sort of the antidote to that. And at this time,
because you have the concept where like you don't need an origins, like you don't need gamma rays or super serum. It's just like that's just how you are.
Yeah.
So if you lose a character because they go retire, you get another one. Yeah, you don't need to go through some big... you're absolutely right, Stephen. And at this point in time, there's no reason for any of the readers to have thought... none of us, I don't think, were alive yet, but any of the 1980s kids who were reading these books, there's no reason for them to have thought that it would all be undone. At this point, they thought this was the comic that changed and grew. That said... let's give a little bit of background. Where are we when this arc starts?
Yeah, there is a lot that's happened in the 17 issues and one graphic novel of the New Mutants that we've
Yeah.
read so far. Most recently, they lost Karma. It's important to note that she is presumed dead by the New Mutants, but also presumed alive by Xavier privately.
And he's like, I won't tell them.
Right. He thinks it was too evil. It's something that they wouldn't be able to handle. So
Yeah.
he's just letting them think she's dead. They went to the Amazon. Bobby's dad tried to kill them, but they escaped and found Nova Roma, an ancient Roman culture still surviving into the 20th century. Escaped that with Magma, who's Amara, a woman who can turn herself into pure lava and can also summon volcanoes whenever she needs to.
And earthquakes and stuff, yeah.
Ileana Rasputin is now a demon sorceress. She spent half her life in limbo. She I guess she joined the team sort of between panels because she's officially a member now, but
she's got like a costume and stuff now. When last time we saw her, she was just wearing Kitty's old costume, I think.
Right. Although it could still be Kitty's old costume.
And she just is like, I'm not giving this back. We know her name is Magic because they like say it, like her miniseries is called Magic. They say it in the back of one of these comics, but nobody has named her Magic in the books yet.
Yeah. We're very much on
a surprising lack of code name use throughout.
Yeah.
Yes. I was just going to say we're very much on a first name basis with all the New Mutants these days.
There's a thing that, again, I think a Claremontism where in the X-Men, the adults are always reminding each other to call themselves by their code names. Like they'll get into a battle and it'll be like Scott and it'll be like, call me Cyclops, we're in the field. But these are kids, so they never do.
Yeah. But it's not like it's not in the writer's mind there. They are making this mistake.
I think this is intentional.
As characters. Doug Ramsey, it turns out, Kitty Pryde's friend is a mutant. He can understand any language. He doesn't actually know that yet, but Xavier and all of the New Mutants do know this about him.
That's the one I want. I want that one.
That is a good power. And I think we're going to get into really fun, creative uses of that power here, too. I'm excited for the...
Yeah, that was really... Yeah.
It demands creativity from the writers. I think like over time they've made it so like, oh, Doug understands all languages, including the language of fighting. So he's the best fighter.
Oh, right.
Stupid shit. But like the smarter thing to do is like what they do in the 2 issues he's in this episode is like, just be a little creative to think of how a person who can understand any language nearly instantly can be useful.
Mm-hmm. And then they all just got back from the Massachusetts Academy. They met the Hellions, which are like their evil counterpart in Emma Frost's school. They kind of reached a bit of a stalemate. I guess they won the fight but lost the battle, if that makes sense.
They were there and they got stuck there because the X-Men were in Secret Wars at the time. Yeah. And there's just the slightest reference to this, but Wolfsbane and Sunspot are like they're going through something right now because of they had an interaction with Cloak and Dagger in a Marvel team up issue, and both of them are like,
we'll get there.
All right, both of them are just a little I don't know, something savage or whatever. What did you guys? Okay. And now it seems like the piano player's setting up, but what did you guys think, just like high-level thoughts of this?
Fun. I love... that's the other thing with like comics writ large is like, I kind of love when we're a bit lower stakes or...
Yes.
When we're not like saving the galaxy or something, although there is that.
There is that.
They also do
but
that.
In the smallest way possible.
But I love, hey, we got to rescue our friend from a giant evil bear. That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm a big horror guy. So, like, I love how creepy it is at the start.
Yeah.
I did, while in a fugue state, I was, like, sick. I had a huge... God, we're talking way too much about COVID. I'm talking
yeah, this will be our third mention.
Yeah, it's really bad. But no, I don't even think it was COVID. I think I was just recovering from a like one of the vaccines. But like I remember being delirious in bed, half conscious, watching the New Mutants movie.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I remember oscillating wildly between this isn't as bad as everybody's saying, and then something would happen and I'd go, oh.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
100%. It's like there's so many good moments in that terrible
if it was all bad, it would have been better, but there is enough promise in there to just make me mad.
To break your heart, yeah. That's another one of those movies where they just told everybody, you're going to be in the universe now. Like the I'm
Madam calling
Web
for a complete and total shutdown on comic book movies until we can figure out what the hell is going on.
Oh yeah, that's right, Pat. Like, yeah, everybody in that movie is like, I'm a Marvel star now, baby. And then the rug gets pulled out from under them. Like, no, not really, buddy.
Most of them were like plucked from like big shit, like Game of Thrones and Stranger Things and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh my god, money into that movie.
Remember remember all the I feel so bad when I think of the Eternals.
The what?
All right, no, there's the piano player knows when we're about to go down a dangerous rabbit hole.
It's protecting us.
It is time for Pat's Email Corner. Let me get to a couple of emails we have here in regards to episode 51. So, Weapon Jason,
who is an MVP of that episode, he gave us all the background of all the characters.
That's true,
going into that series.
He says Secret Wars is a guilty pleasure, mostly because it has some moments mixed in that feel really cool. But overall, I recognize it's pretty much comic gruel with all the hallmarks of a Scooter Booter tale from his early Legion of Superhero days. He points out that as Secret Wars is ending over at DC, they are just starting Crisis of Infinite Earths and essentially take the same concept and just do it better.
Yeah.
And then he had some umbrage with my disrespect for the Wrecking Crew, team of supervillains that get their power from an enchanted crowbar. So he's everyone's entitled. One interesting question he asks, and Stephen, I'm going to pose this to you too.
You won't even read what he says about the Wrecking
Crew. If told about a mysterious building in Central Park, would you drop all of the important threads of your life to go investigate?
I'm going to say no, because it would require me to travel to New York City, which I'm not willing to do.
It's a bit of a hassle.
Yeah.
What if it's Central Philly?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would say if like an obelisk
it's like an obelisk just like off to the side of Rittenhouse Square, I'd probably check it out.
Yeah. If it's in walking distance, I'm checking it out.
Yeah. If I have to take a bus there, then there's
I absolutely, and Pat, like, this is something that it feels like a guy would say. It wouldn't be true, but Pat, you've got to confirm this. I absolutely would be there, and I would be the first touching the obelisk and transported to a secret battle world.
You would cross the police tape just because it's there.
I'd be like, hold on, let me touch it.
Yeah. Thank you, Weapon Jason. We're going to move on to Sweet Douglas, our other emailer today, who says, hey, Pat and Maddie, ignoring formatting rules. I was disappointed at first when I saw Marvel Unlimited did not, in fact, have any Micronauts content, let alone the X-Men crossover. They will not print that anywhere,
ever again.
Of course, it turned out I dodged a bullet and then walked into the next bullet of having to read Secret Wars. By about halfway, I started skimming through pages, speed reading to end the suffering faster. Even reaching the end felt like a Pyrrhic victory.
Do you want to know a secret? So did I. There's
what?
I have read every word of Secret Wars at some point in my life. Like my first read through of all the X-Men, my private read through. That sounds so salacious. My private read through. But no, this time I was like, I cannot read all of these words. There's so many words.
Matt, I read them all so closely just to make sure we got every detail that was important.
I'm so glad one of us did.
If you remember, we were also worried about Sweet Douglas potentially being in hell. He says he didn't mention last time, but his neck of the woods is a little island off the east coast of Canada called Prince Edward Island.
Oh, Jesus.
Says it's all small towns and lots of beaches, so we didn't have much access to fancy big city candies. I guess we were talking about candy. Sincerely, Sweet Douglas.
I've always wanted to visit Prince Edward Island.
My fiance's parents live there, and it is apparently profoundly boring, but
Oh,
very pretty.
Okay.
I like a very pretty, profoundly boring place, though.
Not if they don't have good candy, though.
They have a problem with healthcare on the island because the ratio of old people to doctors is
Oh, no.
very skewed in one direction.
Wild. Okay, yeah.
And that's it. I'm going to save any pilk discussion for next episode.
We've
So
somehow become a podcast
can,
about the mixing of Pepsi and milk. But
I thought it sorry, did you not get the email? It's in my rider. Contingent upon my appearance on this show, there needs to be zero discussion of pilk.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
so sorry.
Skipping
I'm
right
so
over it.
sorry.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
so I
All right.
Before we start jumping into these issues, I just gotta ask,
What's up, dude?
Stephen, have you done anything X-Men related this week?
Yeah, actually, I
Okay.
am homosexual, so that is that,
Just always doing something X-Men related.
I just I'm never not doing something X-Men related. I'm doing something X-Men related right now, and no, that is not recording X-Men podcast. It
Nope,
is
doesn't count.
talking.
Yeah.
Let me ask Matt.
Yeah.
Have you done anything X-Men related this week since you're asking around?
You know, I think I discovered I thought I discovered a superpower, and then I realized I hadn't, in the strangest way. So I have a big coffee mug, a big coffee travel mug, right? And
Okay.
it's got a metal straw in it that has like a rubber mouthpiece thing.
Gotcha.
And I lost the rubber mouthpiece for like a week or two. And
so you're just drinking an unprotected metal straw?
yeah, it's just drinking straight from the metal, which is not good for coffee. And then I dropped a little thing through my into my sink in like the garbage disposal area. So I pulled the rubber stopper out and I was like, what's that white thing? And I pull it out and it's the rubber mouthpiece.
Whoa.
Garbage disposal.
In my garbage disposal, completely intact. And it's been down there. I've emptied my sink of dishes several times and used my garbage disposal many times in these weeks. And it has been bouncing around this garbage disposal, taking zero damage. And so I'm like, do I have some and because this has to happen with mutants sometimes, right? They have this completely obscure mutant power that they never discover. Like, I have the ability to protect rubber from damage when it's within 10 feet of me, right?
You create this safety field within proximity to yourself,
And you'll
for all rubber objects specifically.
exactly.
God.
And
So just wrap your team in rubber, keep them close to you.
Oh, hey.
so I was like, wow, how did this rubber mouthpiece, this thing must be indestructible, or I must have a superpower. So then I take it out, I wash it real well, I put it on my straw, and I'm drinking coffee, and I noticed like a little bit of dried coffee is on the rim of it. So I take my fingernail and I go to scrape the little bit of dried coffee off, and it rips apart
Oh
fucking
no.
rubber mouthpiece off.
Mutant power ruined.
Mutant power
Ruined.
How is my fingernail so much stronger than my own garbage disposal?
Maybe your garbage disposal has a mutant
It's
power.
because no. See,
Yeah.
here you create. Your power is that you create this protective zone within, let's say, 3 feet of your body.
Yeah.
But your body is strong enough to pierce that.
Oh.
Yes. You're the only one that can
I'm
get
the
through
only
force
one.
field.
You're the only one that could have done that.
All right, we'll have to try. I'll have to try it. I'll go buy a gun and I'll shoot the rubber mouthpiece. Patrick, have you done anything? Have you done anything X-Men related this week?
I wouldn't say X-Men related, but it is about a longtime friend of the podcast, Spider-Man. A new Spider-Man trailer dropped, and we're not going to talk about it. We're not that kind of podcast, but I'm a 40-year-old man, and despite having an X-Men podcast, I consider myself an adult. The twinkle that I get in my eye when I hear that there's a new Spider-Man thing coming out is still the same that I had when I was a small child and found out there was a new Spider-Man cartoon. I was returned to my nerdy little 8-year-old comic loving self. So
how'd you feel about it?
Are
you excited about it?
They're going for a pretty strange story, it seems like. They're gonna do Man Spider.
They have the weirdest instincts with the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They really do. They're going for... There are very few iconic Spider-Man stories over in a 60-year history, and they're choosing the ones where they had to think of something. They've already written everything about Spider-Man. So, like, going into the weird web of time stuff.
What if you just did your own thing?
Yeah, what if you made your own Spider-Man? Because it seems like this one has Boomerang, Scorpion, Man Spider.
We got the Hand.
The Hand. Crime Master? Did I say Crime Master and Tarantula in that trailer?
So I don't think that's the Hand. I think...
Well,
I think that's like the order of interdimensional spiders and their army that's coming at him. I think they're going for like the idea of totems, and there's like these spiders totems in every universe, and there's also a vampire that goes from universe to universe eating those spider totems.
I in fact don't know this.
I don't know any of this.
It seems like that's what they're scraping up against. It could get into Madam Web territory.
Dear God.
Do you think this is supposed to cross over with, like, Into the Spider-Verse?
They were supposed to do that.
Honestly, I would not be surprised, because they need to be proximate to anything good they possibly can.
Yeah.
They need to start gathering resources.
I used to go to like midnight showings of those movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they are firmly in airplane movie territory.
Right.
But that's not a blanket no.
Yeah. I watch them all. I just take my time to get to them.
I don't watch them all, but anymore. But
I have to. It's a compulsion.
I was on a long flight last year, and I finally watched the Thunderbolts. Good movie.
Good. That one was fun.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah.
They're not bouncing back. They're just going to keep.
Oh, you don't have high hopes about Doomsday?
Not at all.
All right, you guys. Do you guys want to read some New Mutants with me, or
Yes, please.
Holy
I would love
shit.
to get into this.
All right.
Should I kick us off, Matt, with New Mutants number 18, Death Hunt?
Not a great start. Death Hunt. Okay, all right. Yeah, I want to hear about Death Hunt.
There's a hyphen between death and hunt for some reason.
Okay.
Chris Claremont, writer, Bill Sienkiewicz, artist, Glynis Wein, colorist, Tom Orzechowski, letterer, Ann Nocenti, editor, and Jim Doopy, editor-in-chief. Matt, Stephen, Bill Sienkiewicz is here.
Bill Sienkiewicz is here.
Ah, yes. I know him.
At this point, he was like a 25-year-old. He was like a new gun at Marvel. He Apparently, it started off as kind of like a Neil Adams clone. He was just like a big Neil Adams guy.
Yeah,
Until his
good comics.
Until his run on Moon Knight, where he started experimenting more and more and getting weirder and weirder. He started like doing collage and this like sketchy, ink-heavy art style.
I love this.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
It's beautiful. I spent these like a bunch of these issues just sort of like really being impressed with the, I don't know if line work is the right word for it, but just sort of the way, like, I'm flipping through, there's a page where like there's a snowscape and then someone's eyes are at the bottom and then like the giant bear is the sky.
Yeah.
And it's just like we're doing really fun abstract things like to tell the story that we're telling, that sort of break the this is in this panel and this is in this panel and this is in this panel. Like we're getting artsy with it in a way that probably is more common than I think, but like, you know, I don't read these very often.
I think it is now. I think at the time this was all pretty brand new, and this is his kind of career defining run. He would go on to keep doing really brilliant artwork, but sort of weirder stories, like Stray Toasters. But yeah, I think this is sort of the apex of Sienkiewicz.
Yeah, this is his peak for sure. He also something we'll have to talk about is the covers, because he is doing wild mixed media work for the covers to each of these issues as well. Like pieces of paper glued on top of pieces of paper, glued on top of a piece of plastic. Really striking stuff. We'll do our best to do it justice, but okay. Release date, April 24th, 1984. Cover date, August 1984. The issue opens with a series of jump cuts. Danny Moonstar wakes from a sleepless night, gripped by fear of the demon bear who killed her parents.
It's immediately from page 1. You're like, there's something fucking different's happening here, right?
It's so cool. This image rocks.
It is Danny underneath a blanket. That blanket morphs into the demon bear, and also towards the bottom morphs into a crossword puzzle.
The last issue we saw, I think, who was it? John Buscema's depiction of the demon bear.
Sal's,
Sal Buscema's picture of a dude. It was just like a bear who is kind of human shaped, and
looked like Winnie the Pooh made of clouds.
This is a photorealistic, ferocious bear that is, you know, like built out of the folds of her blanket. Really impressive. And the thing that draws your eye is Danny's face, and it's like a centimeter big.
Yeah.
But like still, her eye is in shadow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Really good.
So good. Next, the mansion explodes and begins to crumble. A young girl with shoulder-length red hair protects herself with a telekinetic force field. Xavier tells her to hide in the danger room as he tries to reach the commander of the army surrounding him. He raises himself from his wheelchair, only for a gunshot to pierce the window of the mansion, knocking him back down, dead.
I forgot that this happened, and also, wait, what is this?
I know. This is a X-Men plot that they just sort of weave into this New Mutant story for, I don't know why.
But
yeah.
They don't pick this up again in what we read.
No.
They will pick this back up in the main X-Men line. This is just kind of what Chris Claremont does.
The character will explain that this happens in her in her future.
Yeah, okay.
But we won't see her again in a New Mutants comic, maybe ever, at least for another 5-6 issues.
Yeah. Also, the death of Xavier is visceral here. Like, we're seeing the blood and the cannon fire shooting out from the back of him. It is something else. Outside an intact mansion, A young, tired-looking girl with cropped red hair nervously waits and remembers the previous scene, trying to pluck up her courage to approach. Cannonball, Magma, and Sunspot practice in the danger room against some robots while Danny, Magic, and Ileana watch from the booth. Basically, everyone notes that Sam seems to have a crush on Amara, but that Amara does not return his affections. Sam finally begins to improve his abilities and change direction while blasting.
Aww. This is
Is he? What is his vulnerability status while blasting?
well,
I can never remember.
Turns out, and he doesn't mention this very often. I think this is only the 8th time. He's invulnerable while blasting.
Whoa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't heard it in a while. I was going to be, at this first mention, I was thinking, like, Matt, should we even still keep the count up?
Yeah.
We should. The doorbell rings and Ileana runs to answer it. It's the red-haired girl asking to see Professor Xavier. Ileana explains that he's in Massachusetts and she can take a message, but when the girl asks her name, she runs off in a panic. In her future, Ileana died with the professor years from now, and she was the same age then that she is now. How could this be possible?
We won't find out in fucking New Mutants. We'll find out in the X-Men.
This was also fun because I think I only know this character from Marvel Snap.
Another jump cut to distant space where a weird robot creature drags itself along the ground of a dead planet. He tries to use the planet to restore his energy when a white-hot ball of flame begins to descend from the sky. In its center is another robot creature, his father, telling his son Warlock that he will make his death quick and painless. Warlock jets off into the void as the planet explodes behind him.
More Chris Claremont shit, just like I'm setting up something that I'm going to pay off in like 4 issues. Real good stuff.
Danny Moonstar stalks a snowy landscape, bow in hand, waiting for her enemy to attack. When it does, she fires a single arrow into the neck of a bear twice her size, and it goes down. Another bear swipes at her from behind, and she dodges, knocks another arrow, and hits it square in the neck as well. Ileana shuts off the danger room, and the two chat about how hard Danny is pushing herself. As they flip off the lights, in the darkness, Red Eyes and Fangs appear with a low growl. Later, Danny sits at the window thinking about the bear who killed her parents. She feels responsible, and while she knows the others would understand, she can't bring them into it. It was her fault that her parents died, and now she must face it alone. She applies some Cheyenne war paint and grabs her bow, trudging off alone into the snowy tree line.
This is that panel where it's her eyes, and the bear is the entire like skyline here.
It's also breaking the comic frame,
right,
or the panel frame itself.
Yes,
yeah, it's overwhelming. Like the sense of scale here is insane.
It's so good.
And then when we turn,
and then the splash page next.
Yes,
it's her standing in like the bear standing before her, and it takes up basically the entire page.
Yeah, a wordless page, right?
It's kind of like an amorphous blob almost, because the way that they're doing the shadow, like basically, except for the face and for where the highlight is coming from the light source in the top right, everything is in black except for the claws, which is really cool. And then we've got this snow flurry painted on top of it.
Imagine getting this. Imagine being in 1984 or whatever, and getting this issue and turning this page and seeing just this. The entire page is the bear.
Yeah.
I keep having to remind myself this is 1980.
Right.
There are a few moments that really like the dialogue. Feels very dated.
Yeah, absolutely.
The comic, like the dialogue is very funny because it's just like it's not how people talk, which it feels very, very comic booky, I guess, because they
Yeah.
keep having to like state
pulpy
things for
unnatural.
Let's reintroduce things that everybody who follows these already has heard a million times.
Yeah.
Just in case you're picking it up for the first time.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated in the first issue. And then as I kept reading, I was like, all right,
all the characters explaining how the others' powers work to each other.
Or just where they are at any given moment. Like, hey, glad we're all running down this this snowy embankment, but we should all note that Amara is still inside because she didn't wake up in time.
It's like a Netflix television show.
Yeah.
They're all describing what they're doing.
Dani instantly pulls the bear's greatest fear from its mind, shocked to see that it's Dani herself. Her first arrow strikes its neck, but only enrages the bear further. It lifts her from the ground, and she shoves a second arrow through the roof of its mouth, allowing her a moment to run, knock another arrow, and fire it into the bear's open mouth.
The image of it holding its face with the arrow sticking out of its snout.
Yeah,
with
straight
like
up.
That one yellow eye and like the claws coming over its face is another really incredible image.
So good.
He's got this thing where there's like photorealism mixed with like this really cartoony style.
Absolutely.
Where the bear has these almost cartoony reactions, like wide eyes and like surprise lines like radiating off its face, but at the same time there's these photorealistic pictures of a bear. It's got a horror feel to it.
Yeah. It's very deliberately not so like adhering to rules of like scale or continuity.
Yes.
To have that impact. You're feeling this with each character.
Yeah.
The bear falls, and Dani approaches it full of pride and triumph. Its eyes open. Rahne Sinclair springs up in bed, screaming Dani's name. Shifting to wolf form, she summons the others, and the New Mutants arrive at the tree where the demon bear fell, only to find Dani Moonstar alone and sprawled in a pool of blood.
Sam, okay, really impactful moment.
Yes, yeah. Take a beat.
Sam, the Kentucky boy he is, grabs a shotgun. Yeah. you're
what are you gonna do with that, bud?
That would be wild if he added that to his repertoire, though, right?
Oh my God, he's blasting, and he's shooting a shotgun while he's going.
He's racing the pellets to the target.
Imagine, oh God, you are like some big supervillain or whatever. You get smacked in the stomach by Cannonball, and then behind him come this volley of shotgun pellets that he's fired as he's shooting towards you. Holy shit. Yeah, that ending is wild.
This whole thing was wild. This is like, you can immediately feel that this is going to be different. Just Sienkiewicz is clearly forcing Chris Claremont's hand a little bit to like daring him to be a little stranger. And the other thing that he does incredibly well is just, even with all the abstractness, he understands how to convey emotion even without too much detail. It's very this is the only comparison I could think to make, but it's very King of the Hill-esque, where like there's minimal actual lines there, but you can tell exactly how they feel.
I think it's from Bill Sienkiewicz inking his own work, right? Like I think he's drawing incredibly like these incredibly complex images and then choosing only to ink the lines that need inked. So you see a face and it's almost photorealistic, but it's implied by how few lines he uses. Yeah, this is different than everything else happening in comics at this time. And speaking of that, moving on to New Mutants number 19, Siege. I just want to start with the cover before we talk about it. In the upper left-hand corner, where normally they have just like the floating faces of the character.
Yeah, the little character box.
They have Dani Moonstar in a hospital bed with an IV drip next to her.
That's such a fun creative decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the cover itself is...
It's sort of like another take on that panel we discussed before, but instead of Dani standing before it with her bow and arrow knocked, it's everybody else fighting the thing.
Yeah. I think this is oil paint too. I'm not. I am.
Looks like watercolor to me, but
I would know the least of anyone here, so I'll take you guys' word for it.
I could be wrong, but it looks like watercolor to me. But it also looks like there's a different. He spatters ink and paint across.
There's
it
definitely
too,
some
to
sort
me.
of finish.
Yeah. Chris Claremont is our writer. Bill Sienkiewicz is our artist. Glynis Ween, colorist. Tom Orzechowski's the letter. Ann Nocenti's the editor. And Jam Scooper, editor-in-chief. Release date, May 22nd, 1984. Cover date, September 1984. We open on a team of paramedics rushing into Mid-County Medical Center with Dani Moonstar on a stretcher. The scene is frantic and draped in red as the doctors marvel at her injuries and fight to keep her alive. The New Mutants sit anxiously in the waiting room as a blizzard falls over Westchester County. A nurse recommends scrounging up some blankets and pillows. It's going to be a long night for Dani, but she's clearly a fighter. Officer Tom Corsi of the Westchester Police waltzes in and starts questioning them about what happened, and then scoffs when they tell him Dani was mauled by a bear.
This guy.
Look, it'll become apparent why I'm saying this later. This is a white man.
Right.
I was wondering when we were going to talk about this. Where I guess we should save it.
I think we should save it, but we should say this is a white man.
Put a pin in that.
With short hair and blue eyes. So we'll just put a pin.
A mustache.
Seems like a weird thing to put a pin in. I understand, but trust me.
I think we've earned your trust by now as a podcast that when we mention somebody's race explicitly, it's for a reason.
It's not.
Also, this nameless nurse guy with the chest hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with
the
him.
orderly.
Where's let's follow him for a bit.
Why does he not have
lines.
his own miniseries? Roberto calls Tom Corsi an idiot. Officer Tom Corsi.
Hell yeah.
Hey, cat baby.
Tells him to go make himself useful.
I love Roberto so much.
He's great.
The officer says he'll stick around until he gets some better answers and until the storm lets up. In a more private area, the gang talks through their options. Bobby wants to track down and fight this bear, but Sam has a theory. The bear's coming to them. It's always been after Dani. She's clearly been trying to tell them this whole time, but they always dismissed it as a hokey religion and ancient weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But now they know magic is real, and it sure seems like Dani's being hunted by a demon bear.
There's a really fun moment here where Sam says, Bobby, they're trying to talk in private. So Sam says, Bobby, secure that door. He turns into Sunspot and holds it and says, nothing is getting through here on my life. And Sam says, I ain't worried about the Hulk, Bobby, only the nurse.
It's so good. These two were my gateway into this team.
Just the buddies, Sam and
so
Bobby.
Fun.
Just always razzing on each other and just like being buds. So Rahne shifts into werewolf form to establish her psychic link with Dani, hoping to glean some information about the bear. But as she does, everyone's shocked to see her form instead of her modest wolf girl form. She's a hulking, seething beast, feeling a wild power course through her. I think this is something we'll get into in a later episode. I don't know if this is supposed to be influenced by the demon bear, but I think this is a cloak and dagger thing.
Oh.
Is this a cloak and dagger thing?
I think this is a cloak and
I
dagger
didn't
thing.
read that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
What is going on?
There's been some implications in the past few issues. There was a Marvel team up with Cloak and Dagger.
We'll get there.
That affected Sunspot and Wolfsbane.
Okay.
And there's these implications in some of these recent issues where they just like kind of look out on the city of New York towards the church where Cloak and Dagger live, and they're like, man, that was really fucked up. And then they have some sort of like weird feeling. I think this is that, but I don't. It's never made explicit.
Well,
in this book,
I can say that the panel of Rahne's eyes in wolf form looking out like through
Oh my god, the psychic link
over the doctors operating on Danny is one of my favorite panels.
It's so
beautiful
in this whole thing. It's gorgeous and weird and very fun. I love the way that the half wolf form is drawn. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's cool as hell.
It invokes like the Lon Chaney werewolf.
That's true.
Man,
yeah.
Type, but it very clearly is invoking that without copying it.
Yeah.
And I think
very much its own Rahne form.
Mm-hmm.
And this is sort of what I think informs the Wolfsbane look from here on forward. Like it's like she has like the Wolverine ears, but made of hair with like a hair plateau connecting them. But yeah, no, it is like just enough off of human looking to be freaky. So she's able to link with Danny, like we said, but Danny's too foggy to communicate clearly. She's desperate to warn Rahne about the bear, so much so that she starts to wake herself on the operating table.
Ugh.
The doctor's
one of my greatest fears.
Waking up on an operating table?
I'll be in surgery and wake up, yeah.
It bugs me that I never have. It bugs me that anesthesia puts me completely out and then I just wake up later and like I was dead for that time.
You want?
I don't want to experience it. I just don't want to be like, it feels like I was dead.
FOMO about it.
I have FOMO about my surgery.
What were they saying about me?
The doctors panic and Rahne disconnects from to stop her from dying on the table right there.
Question.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on here with the psychic link?
Okay.
I initially read it as they're really close friends. And then I read it as, are we doing a racism?
We are doing a racism.
It's the latter. Okay. Yeah. She is so in tune with nature that her friend, she has an innate psychic link with her friend when she turns into a wolf.
Only when she's a wolf.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. Mm-hmm. Love that.
I mean,
to its credit, the movie just turns them into lesbians and like has them hook up instead. And that's perfect.
It's better.
Excellent. A great way to fix that problem.
Yeah. But in this, I mean, our listeners have known, we've talked about this. Claremont, he doesn't know he hates Native Americans. He thinks he's very respectful of them.
Well, I wouldn't. There's a difference between hate.
Yeah, you're right.
Fetishization. Yeah, I want to know, like, what do Indigenous people think about Danny Moonstar and the Demon Bear Saga? Do they like? I want to hear from like, what's their deal? Have they made a fuss about it?
That's a good point. You're right. There's a difference between hate and fetishization. I think Chris Claremont often fetishizes Native Americans.
Not to say fetishization is okay,
right? Exactly.
But just to make the distinction that like it is a different bad thing from
hatred. And he does this anytime Indigenous Americans come up, and it's rough. It's rough. We're dealing with it over in X-Men with Forge right now. To be honest, anytime I've ever read about Indigenous American representation in comic books, it's that the amount is so slim that it's kind of like we have 7. if we start fucking hating on 3 of them, then we have 4. But I would love to have Indigenous perspectives on it. So Rahne does end up getting the information that Danny wanted her to have. The bear is coming, and it's terrified of Danny because she has the power to destroy it.
Ooh.
Across the galaxy. Fucking so wild to cut to this.
Unbelievable. And it's not even, all right, turn a page and then now we're in space. It's like, no, the space stuff starts on the same page.
The mid-page, yeah. Just a big old shot of Ch'ad.
Yeah, big green swamp monster looking guy. So across the galaxy, the Starjammers are kicking it and out in space when Binary sets off a red alert. An entity roughly the size of a human, but possessing the power levels of a space station is hurtling towards the Earth too fast for them to catch up to. It streaks by them in a blinding flash of light.
Whew. Can I point out that Lilandra is still with them? She's just farting around space with the Starjammers instead of fighting the war that is her birthright?
She was like, I have to leave to fight this civil war. And then she spent like 2 years just hanging out with the X-Men, going to weddings, going to birthday parties,
playing baseball.
And now she's in outer space just hanging out with the Starjammers. All right, back at the hospital, stranded by the storm, hours into surgery, and still hours more to go, folks start to lose their minds. Rahne creeps around as a werewolf, scaring Officer Corsi.
Wolfman! Shoot it!
I love this characterization of a cop seeing something confusing and immediately pulling out his gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That can't be real. I should shoot
Threatening little children. This also reminds me specifically the Corsi and
Sharon Friedlander
thing. This issue was my favorite of what we've read.
Okay.
Specifically because it is giving John Carpenter. I feel like this is a John Carpenter movie.
You're trapped in this hospital.
This
with
is a little bit
outside,
of Assault on Precinct 13. This is a little bit of Halloween 2. This is a little bit of The Thing.
Yeah,
like,
even
this feels very Carpentery, and that man is very important to me. So I love this shit. This is, and it's like we've got a girl turn into a wolf. We've got telepathic discussion.
Yeah,
and we've got a giant demon bear. But otherwise, it feels
and
pretty
a crippling
grounded.
storm.
Their like mission is to like go turn on a generator, and like it's not we're flying through and there's weird spectral whatever. We'll get to that, but like this hits the fucking sweet spot for what I want to see generally.
And I mean, this is like he takes the time, like Tom Corsi's going through all the shit, but this is what put him in the hospital with that nurse that he has a crush on, Sharon Friedlander, who, look, again, is also a white woman. We need to, I promise there's a reason we need to be clear about this. And he's like, oh, I get to hang out with Sharon. And like, even though all this other crazy shit's going on, I get to hang out with Sharon. And he just goes and flirts with her for a little bit. Like, that's such a human moment. I can see is that same thing like that John Carpenter might do, where it's like, even in these extreme circumstances, humans just have to take the time to be human sometimes.
Even now that you mention it, even the lighting is like really reminiscent of a Carpenter film. The way just the perspective of light on the art here is set, just hiding everything in the darkness behind you. It's so cool.
Officer Corsi again finds Rahne in the closet. She gaslights him when he almost shoots her in human form. To cool off, he starts hitting on Nurse Friedlander, only to be interrupted by a haunting growl as the panel turns red, blood red. Screams and a gunshot ring out through the hospital. And as the new
Why are they sleeping in their costumes?
So that their secret identities don't get exposed.
Like, they would either be in their costumes or sleeping. Why are they both?
Yeah. As the new screams and a gunshot ring out through the hospital as the new mutants converge on the spot where Corsi and Friedlander just stood, they only find a pool of blood. Rahne can smell it. The bear's in the hospital.
Bear in the hospital.
This is what the fucking movie should have been, right? Like this.
Why wasn't the movie this?
I know, right? Like, the fact that they turned it into a superhero, like clearly it was shot like this. Clearly, when they wrote a screenplay and they shot the movie, they expected this. And and then when they got to editing, they were like, nah, it needs to be more like Spidey Man.
Give me the fucking script. I'll fix it. We'll do another one. We'll redo it. We'll cast someone correctly for Roberto, but don't worry about it.
Yeah. Ileana focuses her energy on casting wards around the operating room, and just in time as the panel is consumed by darkness, save the claws and salivating jaws of the demon bear. The bear
once again
is the panel here. It's fucking so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It lashes out immediately, tossing Bobby aside and slashing Ileana across the arm. But where she expected damage from the claws, she finds a fragment of armor protecting her instead. Not wasting the opportunity, she summons her soul sword and plunges it into the bear. It screams and fades away. But before they can regroup, the lights go out. So do the phones. Emergency generators provide enough power to allow the surgery to continue, assuming it can continue. Ileana cries out in pain as the ward she cast upon the OR come under attack. She focuses her power on strengthening the wards, pouring more and more of her spiritual essence into the protection spell. Like the demon bear is trying to get in there. He's like clawing at the door. He wants to get to Danny.
It's physically hurting her every time he attacks the protective field.
The new mutants mount their best attack, but something shifts in the air as the bear's form starts consuming everything around it. It's casting a spell. Suddenly, the team find themselves standing outdoors in a vast American desert at the foot of the towering demon bear. It holds both the cop and the nurse as its prisoners, and only Ileana's wards protect Danny and the team of surgeons from seeing the same fate to be concluded.
Ooh.
I love the sun in this panel. Also the bear's face. It's a good panel, except the weird floating people OR sphere that's happening. Because the bear is the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
The moon is in the bear.
Landscape is visible. Like the landscape is happening across the panel.
Yes.
And it's daytime. It's bright day. Like the sky is white. Mm-hmm. So it looks like a hot desert day. But where the bear comes into contact with the horizon, it is night, and you can see the moon and the like clouds that are lit by the moon, providing a light backdrop for like the silhouette of the rocks. It's really fucking cool.
It's really great. One of the best panels I've seen.
Yeah. There's
in this entire read through.
So many depictions here where you wouldn't even know you're looking at a bear if they didn't add the claws and the crazy eyes and snout.
Yeah. Right.
It's just built into everything.
Whew.
Fun moment before we move on. Danny, when she gets psychically contacted under anesthesia, is having a great time. She's like, hey, Rahne, thanks for reaching out.
Just imagine it. Cute. Imagine being able to just like psychically contact somebody who's under anesthesia or just on any drug and just like hear their thoughts for a minute.
Well, now you're going to make me paranoid next time I smoke.
All right. So next up, we've got Badlands. Chris Claremont writer, Bill Sienkiewicz.
Bill Sienkiewicz,
got
you
it.
got it, man.
The artist, Tom Orzechowski, the letterer, Glynis. Why? What is with these people?
This is what things were like back in the 80s.
We're just so used to it. I didn't even realize these were weird names
Glynis
anymore.
Wein, the colorist, Ann Nesenti, the editor, and that guy is the editor who is much taller and coincidentally chief. Gross.
Yeah, he makes them
I
right.
hate it.
That is how Bill Sienkiewicz writes it here. Much taller and coincidentally chief. And I don't even know if I get the joke fully.
Because he's the editor-in-chief and he's calling out the chief bit because racist.
Yeah, is there
Oh.
like something about the height of a person and being a chief? I don't fucking know.
I think he's comparing himself to the Demon Bear.
Oh. I hadn't caught that.
Or the transformation that happens to the cup.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair. I thought it was just like a shot at his immodesty, at Jim Stupid's immodesty. But
I honestly, I don't know. I can't speak about it either way because I know it's a joke, but I don't know what the joke is.
Yeah. Well, luckily we do know some things.
Oh,
Like this was released on June 26, 1984.
Yeah.
And the cover date is October 1984. On a vast plain uncorrupted by colonialism, a spiritual realm in which the demon bear resides, the new mutants face the massive beast. Above the giant bear are the floating bodies of Officer Tom Corsi and Nurse Sharon Friedlander, and between them, a red globe which shows a window into the operating room where Danny Moonstar lays. The bear sinks its claws into the souls of Tom and Sharon, instantly transforming them into demon representatives of Cheyenne who instantly attack the new mutants.
yeah.
Gotta
all right.
say, the demons look cool.
The demons look cool. You're right. You're right. We're
They
not
do
quite at the
kind of-
moment yet.
They do look cool. The visual language of Warlock is applied to these demons.
yeah. Very spindly, sort of shifting form
Yeah.
as they go.
Right. They look creepy as fuck.
Cannonball blasts directly into the bear while Ileana becomes distracted, attempting to bind the demons. This gives the bear a momentary advantage, allowing him to tear through her protections around the operating room. For a split second, one of the surgeons sees the violence occurring on the demon bear realm beyond, but then the room returns to normal and he refocuses on Danny's broken body. That's cool.
Yeah.
It is.
That's cool as hell. I love
bear-
the panel where it's like ripping open the wall to expose the realm, and like the doctors are in the foreground in colored in such a way that like
Yeah.
in it like normally this would just be an artsy panel where they're happening in a separate moment as this other thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Draped in those reds.
the one doctor is not breaking the fourth wall, but like acknowledging what's happening in a way that's really interesting.
Yeah. Having a physical representation, right, of what of Sienkiewicz's art style, like this is it impacting the world around, is a very interesting. It's a really interesting panel.
Yeah. What an approach.
Ileana cannot use spells on the demons or her protections will drop, and Sunspot tells Amara that they can't use violence on the demons because Tom and Sharon are innocent in all this. To make matters worse, as the moments tick past, the bear's shadow grows, corrupting the planes around them.
Ugh.
Sunspot is pulled into one of these patches, and Wolfsbane instantly dives for him as Magma tries to disarm one of the demons. The demon bear once again presses his advantage, plunging his claws into the soul of Amara as she begins transforming as well. Risking her protections on Danny, Ileana summons the soul sword and slices the bear's paw clean off, then plunges her sword directly into the body of Amara.
There's some really cool shit here. Like, okay, there is, we haven't mentioned it, but in the upper left-hand corner of several of these pages is like a little map, and it's like laid out like a grid with
It's cool.
letters on one side and numbers on the other, x-axis and y-axis, and different parts of this grid are becoming like covered in ink stains, which it says below represent the areas of the planes that
have been corrupted.
In shadow.
Yeah, corrupted by the Demon Bear shadow. Fucking so good.
And it looks like ink blotches, like from a psychiatrist's office or something.
Yes, yeah.
Sam panics and blasts into Ileana, accusing her of killing Amara. Rahne was right all along. Ileana was an evil witch who finally showed her true colors. Sam,
the two.
I love this fucking himbo so much.
Just these two religious nuts. Like, we knew it, you were a demon.
Yeah. Ileana marvels at the silver armor suddenly covering her body to protect her from Sam's attack, while Amara chastises the boy for misunderstanding the situation. Ileana was purging Amara's soul from the bear's corruption. The confusion and anger seems to empower the bear as his shadow grows, covering nearly the entire landscape. Rahne finally escapes the shadow with Roberto into a small patch of light the New Mutants are gathered in.
Another fucking incredible page. Like that
I actually thought about, like it is in the same dimensions. Like I thought about, like, that would be a good background image for like a social account.
Oh yeah.
The problem is I already have the perfect one for Blue Sky, which is when the 95 highway collapsed.
Wait, yeah.
They had to warn everybody in the surrounding area not to go to Northeast Philly, so there were just a bunch of highway signs that said avoid Northeast Philly. Which, for context, is where I'm from. That happened at my exit. Very fun.
Oh, no way.
But if that weren't the case, this image here of the landscape covered in darkness with three small, like, pinpricks of light shining through the clouds is stunning. And it's simple.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of actual stuff going on, but just like the way that they arrange the colors here is gorgeous.
Yeah, I also think there's something cool here about, like, writing wise, about the way that the New Mutants just start kind of arguing.
Yeah.
And they don't explicitly say it, but it's at that moment that the darkness suddenly spreads over like twice the landscape that it had been covered over before. And it feels like, oh, this is the Demon Bear's sort of influence on them, and their negative emotions sort of empowering the Demon Bear.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Ileana remembers what Rahne learned last time she mind-linked with Danny, that Danny was the only one with power to kill the Demon Bear. Rahne must mind-link with her again. Even though it almost killed Danny last time, Rahne reluctantly agrees and begins the mind link as the mutants stave off the next wave of assaults. The bear strikes the sphere, knocking Ileana to the ground. She's almost killed by a demon when magma erupts a small volcano in its path, diverting it toward a big sunspot double punch. Cannonball blasts a second demon as it comes in on Bobby, but the first one is up again.
Invulnerable while blasting, count number 9.
Oh, yep. Another invulnerable while blasting.
I'm glad that we have that clarification.
Otherwise, you'd be worried. You'd be like, what's going to happen to this boy while he's blasting?
I think it's so shady that at least 3 times throughout these issues that we read, someone makes a comment that Sunspot is not invulnerable.
Not invulnerable.
Like, they're very clear about this.
Don't forget.
Rahne comes back with an answer, but the demon immediately clubs her in the head. Ileana
boy.
Yeah.
Another Rahne Sinclair head injury.
Always getting a hit in the head.
God, she's like Rupert Giles or something.
She could take it.
Ileana dives between the two and thrusts the soul sword into the demon's heart, transforming it back to human. But instead of Tom Corsi, a war-painted Native American falls to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
The sword is the key, Rahne explains, and teamwork, I guess.
Well, listen, that's just got to be a fluke, right? Sienkiewicz forgot what he was drawing. It'll be Tom Corsi again later.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They haven't killed the bear yet. I'm sure this is still some magic.
He'll correct it. He'll correct it with it. Yeah.
Ileana orders Magma to light the demon bear on fire to distract it while Cannonball blasts her up to its head. She plunges her soul sword between its eyes and tears its fucking face in two. The bear howls, its shadow retreating from the land, and out of the bright white gash in its body, a woman and a man emerge. The New Mutants are spat back out into the hospital, as are Tom Corsi and Sharon Friedlander, who, once two white people, are now Native American people.
Jesus Christ.
And that is how they'll remain, explain the other Native American man and woman who emerged from the demon bear's body.
Oh my!
I genuinely had to stop and flip back because I'm like, wait,
yeah,
where the hell did these two come from?
I thought they just started bringing in other people to make into demons, but they clear all that up at the end.
Well, we will have to go really in depth on how inappropriate this is.
Apparently, these two are William and Peg Lonestar. Wait.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, they're William Lonestar and Peg Lonestar.
Parents of Danny Moonstar.
I don't fucking know, man.
Well, they were the demon bear. So, no time for that now. The doctor has appeared out of the OR, and Danny will live, but she'll be paralyzed forever. Wait, no worries, says Professor Xavier in the kids' heads. I've got this. What?
He just appears and he's like, hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I've been following along.
Great to know you've been following along and not doing anything. Soon, Storm brings the Morlock healer to the hospital to fix Danny's paralysis. When she wakes,
he's back.
Storm tells her she'll make a full recovery, and when she asks about the bear, her parents step out of the shadows. The bear was actually them. They were enslaved and corrupted, and they were going to do the same to Danny, but Black Eagle had woven spells to keep them away. When Danny left the mountains, it freed the bear to hunt her down. Anyway, it's gone now, and no one knows what in the hell it was to begin with. Xavier is going to refer to all this stuff to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he's just like, I'll send an email to Doctor Strange. Just Demon Bear, two white people turned into Indigenous American, which doesn't make sense. You don't just turn into...
No.
It's just a fundamental misunderstanding of what race is. But also,
there might be some interesting story here to tell. Have you seen Altered Carbon?
No,
I know what you're talking about. I never watched it.
It's a show about, it's like a sci-fi show. It's probably based on a book or whatever. I don't know. I watched the first season. It was really good. Season 1 starred Joel Kinnaman.
Okay. Yeah.
Is he sweet? Yeah, he's Swedish. The Swedish guy playing a character called Takeshi Kovacs.
Okay.
Who is Japanese.
Okay.
But the whole point of the show is that you can transfer your consciousness into different bodies. And they play around with that very interestingly. Takeshi Kovacs is played in season 1 by Joel Kinnaman and in season 2 by Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fun exploration of what does it mean to be you versus the body that you inhabit? And it plays with race relations in this show.
Sure.
And there are absolutely stories to explore here. But I don't trust white people in the mid 80s to tell them.
Yeah. Chris Claremont doesn't have the best track record with this stuff.
There's a difference between I am jumping in between bodies and then suddenly living in the experience of another person versus my skin and hair changed color.
Yeah.
I am now a Native American. No, you're fucking not. You just you popped out of this spirit realm looking a little different, and everyone said, that's a Native American. But no, it's not. It's the same guy.
I know it's not their fault, but white people shouldn't do this.
What turn?
Change their race.
No! Canceled.
It's so
they are canceled.
Let's cancel Tom. And Tom was a cop.
Oh yeah, he was pre-canceled.
Yeah, he was already canceled.
Mm-hmm. Chris Claremont has a really bad track record with this. He, his grasp on all race relations is like a progressive guy in the 1980s. So like tenuous, but good-hearted,
well-meaning.
And I think there's something similar going on with his relationship to Indigenous Americans, but it's so much worse. Because like the word you used before, he fetishizes them.
Yes.
And granted, like the quote unquote, the noble savage trope, this has been discussed in sociological circles and anthropological circles and historian circles at this time. It was knowledge available to him, but it hadn't kind of permeated the broader culture yet. So there's a good chance he's never even heard of the concept, but you'd think you'd do some fucking research if you're writing about cultures you don't understand.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know. It's like, I seek this shit out because I'm interested in hearing from people's, like, I want to hear stories from cultures that aren't my own, and I want to learn about other people in the world. But like, I don't like. I want to hear from them. I want their authentic stories. I don't want like
you're not going to write a book about
this.
Yeah.
Like I can't write this. That's not my place. Like, dude, let's get an Indigenous writer on a Demon Bear Saga adaptation.
Yes. God. They might just be like, no thanks.
they might literally just be like, no thanks.
Nope.
Let me ask, what do we think of the ending?
Whew.
It's a bit sudden.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm going to refer all this to Doctor Strange because Chris Claremont, didn't want to write any explanations for anything that just happened.
I've written myself into a corner.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask the Doctor Strange writers, Steve Gerber or whoever, to write me out.
It's an incredible story. I thought the ending would be a little clearer, I guess, but she's got her parents back.
Yeah.
Right. They're living people now. That wasn't like
they are alive, and we love that.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it's really hard to tell, like, what was any of that? She even asked. She says, what was it? What's behind this and why? And they're just like, I don't know.
Don't worry.
Rough end to an otherwise incredibly good story. Yeah. Also, Healer's back. And that's his name. His name is Healer. He dresses
is Healer?
He dresses like a D&D cleric.
He's got a Pope hat.
He's got like one of those big collars that come around the sides of his head, and he's got a big bushy white beard, and he speaks in these and thous.
Great.
Thou art leader of the Morlocks, Windrider. Like, what?
Leaning into the bit.
Who the fuck are you? Aren't you just a random New York guy who lives underneath New York City? Like, why do you talk like this?
Only in New York.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's get into New Mutants number 21, Slumber Party. I love this issue. All right. Chris Claremont's the writer, Bill Sienkiewicz is the artist, Tom Orzechowski and L. Louis Buhalis are the letters, Glynis Wein is the colorist, and Nusenti's the editor, and Jump Shorter, editor-in-chief. Release date, July 24th, 1984. Cover date, November 1984. The Xavier Mansion. Just after dusk, a pack of silhouetted figures traipse across the lawn in the dark, arrive at the front door, and knock. They're invited in by a figure that opens the door and leads them down the hall, up the stairs, and into a slumber party.
Oh.
One of them calls the other one a drip face. I think these are all Marvel staffers.
Oh, really?
That's fun.
Yeah, I think all of them are like based off of Marvel staffers and their like friends and significant others and stuff.
They do have really like specific renderings.
Yeah. And the person that answers the door says, "Hi guys, I'm Wheezy." I think that's Louise Jones.
Yeah, sure.
Imagine you're at a slumber party.
Mm-hmm.
There's popcorn, there's balloons, there's music. You're a teenager. What are you doing for fun? Well, reading People magazine, obviously. What that like that just makes me feel so like that makes this feel so old.
This is the era of teen magazines too.
And yet they're reading People.
Yeah.
Just off panel, somebody's got a Reader's Digest. Ileana, Amara, and a bunch of teenage girls are dancing, reading magazines, and having pillow fights. Danny, from a wheelchair, makes sure things aren't getting too out of hand, while Rain worries this might all be a sin.
What I did not realize about this character, because again, my exposure to her is X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
Which introduces the New Mutants, but they're not really characters. They're just sort of like in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always was just like, oh, those, I want to know more about them.
Yeah.
What's going on over there? I did not know this whole super Catholic part of Rain's whole thing, and I don't love it.
Religiously traumatized, for sure.
Yeah, she was raised by a preacher. It was sort of like an abusive, you're a sinner, everything you do is a sin, and then when
like Carrie's mom.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when he finds out that she's a mutant, he's like, this is your sin. This is the devil punishing you for your sin.
And then
tries to very heterosexual metaphor. Very.
When we meet her, he's trying to kill her. And we don't learn much about him until much later, but yeah.
I think that's what's so compelling about her character is she's still so devoted to her faith, even though it tried to kill her. Like it spat her out.
And his teachings. She's always referencing what he said, even though when we meet her, she's being chased by a mob led by him trying to kill her. Wild. So, far above the mansion, on an asteroid in orbit around the planet, we're finally going to get some payoff for this. Magneto gets a sudden alert that a celestial object is flying toward him, too fast for him to do anything. He tries to deflect the missile with an energy bolt, but it's no use. His asteroid M, is destroyed.
What are we doing?
Where this is the 1984 version of SEO. You just
you
put a popular character into your comic book for one panel.
Why?
Well,
we know he's alive. We know Asteroid M isn't going anywhere. That's the thing. It's like, hey, look, this thing happened. Just kidding. No, it didn't.
Well, all right.
What if this was Magneto's death? What if after all this was just he died?
What if Magneto died as a footnote?
Yeah, what if he was dead? He was never in a comic book again.
Introducing a character that is very weird and we don't really know anything about.
I'm going to.
Oops. By the way,
he's more compelling.
Magneto's dead.
I'm going to. Oh man! All right. This does have
anything.
far-reaching consequences, I'll say. Like this. Okay, obviously Magneto's not dead. Obviously, we know Asteroid M becomes a big part of the comic. It stays a big part of the comic books for decades. But this does happen. It does. It does explode. Asteroid M does fall out of the sky. Magneto does get knocked. Does almost die, and we will see. Like weirdly, we will see the fallout of this. Just
is it going to be in New Mutants, or is that in?
I can't remember. It's this era where like the Rachel Summers thing, where stuff will just bounce back and forth between the two titles as if Chris Claremont forgets which one he's writing. All right. We get a close-up on the object as it continues to plummet to Earth, a pitch-black, almost humanoid figure adorned with bright blue circuitry patterns that amounts to muscle structure and a barely discernible face. His name is Warlock, and he's desperate for a source of power to feed on.
I have not seen something like this in comics before. This is nuts.
Just what Warlock looks like.
Craziness. Mm-hmm. I love it, but it's weird.
He is just
it's half scribbled too.
It's just Sienkiewicz, scribbling on the page, and that's a character.
Yeah, and he's perfect.
I love him. I love him so much. I'll die for him. The slumber party continues down on Earth as Rahne gets a makeover. Amara makes some new friends. And the boys get jealous and try to sneak in.
Classic.
When they're rejected, Sam and Bobby go for a swim. Sam goes for a swim nude, and Bobby just sits on the.
Yeah, Bobby says he's too cold.
Too cold for me.
We gotta talk about it.
He's gonna stay.
We gotta talk about
for the rest of this issue.
You brought me onto this podcast. You're getting me.
And Bobby,
why is it that they find so many ways to put Sam Guthrie in a state of undress?
Yeah.
To comment on his posterior, to humiliate him publicly by dressing him in things that he wouldn't normally dress as. There's a lot going on here. And I would like to say I love it.
I think it's almost like Sienkiewicz is making up for how much they did this to the female characters in the first 15 issues or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Is it actually that? Because it is definitely intentional.
He really admires Sam Guthrie's form for sure. It's maybe his favorite character to draw. And he's frequently drawing him nude.
Also, the baseball of it all.
Oh yeah, there's a baseball scene.
There's a whole baseball scene. Don't skip over that. They're coming back from a fucking Yankees game, which even better, the Yankees lose.
Embarrassingly.
We love it. And then Bobby's taunting him, saying you could always root for the Mets. Which, I mean, there's no winning there. It's like, would you rather be shot or stabbed? But
they used to, when the Mets first opened as a franchise, there used to be so many jokes in X-Men about how terrible the Mets were. And they were having historically bad seasons.
So wait. So Spider-Man predates the New York Mets. What did he do?
Yeah, he
canonically became a Mets fan.
He probably mildly enjoyed the Yankees. Maybe he's a Brooklyn Dodgers guy.
Oh, well, I mean, we know Steve Rogers is a Brooklyn Dodgers guy.
Yeah, he sure is.
We know that in the movie Captain America, he wakes up and they're playing a Dodgers-Phillies game for him on the radio. And that's what clues him into the fact that he is not in his own time.
He remembered that
because
game
he was
specifically.
At that game.
Yeah. They also, this is a double issue, which means they need to fill some space. So they have this
I love it.
They have this baseball interaction where Sam just picks up a boulder and hits it with like a tree limb. Or Roberto does that. Sam gets really mad at him for it because he doesn't know where that
You dumb
rock will
cluck.
land.
He calls him a dumb cluck.
You dumb cluck. Flies off to pulverize it.
Good friendship. Good friends.
I love getting the time to just hang out with these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on yet. They're just like, these are two friends hanging out. They're coming back from a game. They're goofing around with their superpowers. This is the good shit.
Yeah.
This is the fucking good shit right here. Give me more of this.
This is what all X-Men should be.
God, the image of Bobby smacking the fucking boulder.
Also, where does he just find a boulder? Do you guys just find boulders on the ground a lot?
Why is he wearing a Speedo now?
He didn't swim, but he's in a Speedo all of a sudden. That's a good point.
He wasn't while Sam was swimming. He, at some point, took his clothes off.
Just to make his friend feel less alone.
Yeah, they knew exactly what to do. They gave me some baseball. They gave me a really a lovely little makeover scene. I love Rain's new look.
Yeah, it is great.
And then they give me... is he naked the rest of the issue?
Yeah,
basically in a towel.
He goes back to his room and chooses not to put clothes on.
Which, in fairness...
Hey, man.
If I looked like that...
If you got it.
You're going everywhere in a towel.
While Sam's going for a swim, a meteor crashes down onto the property. They investigate, but it's just like a rock. Seems weird, but they'll let the professor figure it out when he's back. For now, they'll just carry it inside and stow it in the foyer. You guys have fought aliens. What are you doing? Whatever. Look, it all works out for the best.
Plot necessary stupidity.
Yeah. The Rock wakes up. Once again, we see this black figure covered in like baby blue scribbles and circuitry. Who wants to take like their best? I think we said it was like a Sienkiewicz just like scribble. He's scribbling circuitry, right?
Yeah, it's like an unpolished sketch of a figure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But instead of like inking it and erasing the sketch lines, you leave the sketch lines and then add some more stuff.
Like you turn every sketch line into like a piece of circuitry, like it was on a motherboard. Yeah.
It always looked loud to me. That was
because it always looks like he's screaming.
Sure, yeah.
It's something only Bill Sienkiewicz could have drawn. Nobody could have come up with this character besides Bill Sienkiewicz, right? Like, nobody draws this way and has this kind of imagination.
They gave him this character. They said, hey, we have an idea for a shape-shifting metamorph. Can we, Bill Sienkiewicz, ask you to create this character?
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I keep losing my fucking place. This issue's too good. It's getting me all excited. So Warlock's form contorts from panel to panel as he thinks in panicked sentence fragments. He's dying. He looks around for a source of energy, spying an outlet in the corner. It extends a tendril from his body directly into it. He turns red and surges with energy. The power on the whole property blinks. He electrocutes himself.
Bad idea.
The girls in the slumber party don't notice as they're up in the attic with the lights already off, putting on a seance.
Rain is, of course, in the corner worrying that they're sinning, but Danny is conjuring demons, like just images of them, and all the girls are going, ooh. This is like how Houdini used to do seances.
But Lockheed jumps into action when he senses a foreign presence in the mansion. Warlock is in the kitchen, meanwhile, turning houseplants and the food in the fridge into techno-organic matter like himself so he can absorb its energy to feed off of it. He thinks the fridge is a guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're an interesting...
Answer my call.
Who hasn't been there? Who hasn't at one point thought the fridge was a guy?
He's like, oh, this is smart of you to keep your food in yourself. Lockheed confronts him, and Warlock, surprised, considers eating the little dragon. Lockheed lets out a scream and a burst of flame, which sends all of the New Mutants running towards the noise. Ileana finds them first, and assuming he's a demon, summons her soul sword and cuts into Warlock. It has no effect, though, as she learns this creature is not one of magical origin. Warlock strikes back, but once again, a mystical armor forms around Ileana and protects her from harm. Recovering quickly, she summons a demon of her own in from Limbo, only for a panicked Warlock to reach out and morph the demon into a techno-organic creature, just like he did to the houseplant. Ileana
this was creepy.
Yeah. So what he does is he can turn other creatures into things like himself and then basically eat their life.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
okay.
In a good guy way.
But he's,
Yeah.
Ileana even finds the circuitry starting to climb up her hand. She grabs Lockheed and escapes through a teleportation disc in retreat. Rahne leads Amara, Sam, and Bobby around as they try to figure out what's going on without alerting the rest of the Slumber party to their identities. They come across Warlock, who begins to understand that he's under attack because these creatures are the inhabitants here, and he's being seen as an intruder. But before he can explain, he's blasted with a lava burst by Amara, rocketed outside by Sam, and has pieces of his ever-shifting form torn off by Roberto.
Invulnerable while blasting count number 10.
Nice. We're there. We're back, baby.
Double digits.
Warlock retreats, wounded. Danny, still back in the mansion, overseeing the Slumber party, begins to get worried. She pulls herself out of her chair and staggers out into the hall where she's immediately confronted by Warlock. In a last-ditch effort, she hopes this robot can feel fear and summons a terrifying image of Warlock's father, Magus. Weird name.
I like that he has a beard.
He's got a beard made of circuits.
Yeah.
Warlock runs off and Danny realizes something. If it has fears, this is a sentient being, and his behavior indicates fear and confusion, not malice. Rahne confirms that he also smells scared, and the New Mutants decide to try a new approach.
Thanks for
This use of Danny's power is one of my favorite.
Yes.
Like, very creative, like, oh, hey, this is a very specific way that we have advanced the plot using this very specific power. I like it.
Yeah, if you have such a human power, using it in this humane way is like, that's a really interesting. You're right. This creature is probably alien and clearly can't communicate with them, but who do they know that can communicate with anyone? That's right, Doug freaking Ramsey.
Hey.
Sam rockets off to presumably the Massachusetts Academy.
They just left him there, right?
I guess so. He acts like he just goes next door, but Doug should be all the way.
This is so confusing to me because I've never heard of this person. Who the
Neither
fuck
did we
is
a
Doug
month
Ramsey?
ago.
He doesn't even have a code name. What's his code name?
Well,
Doug Ramsey.
He doesn't have one yet. He's just their neighbor friend. Off-panel, he explains the New Mutants' whole deal to Doug, including the fact that he's a mutant and can understand and communicate in any language. What a fucked up thing to do to the poor kid.
Incredible thing to do off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just pops into the frame
Just
going,
like, oh, by the way,
okay,
here's
I
this
guess you're all New
random
Mutants.
other guy.
And they're just like, he comes on panel and he's just like, this is weird. I guess I'm a mutant and you're all mutants and I can understand any language and I'm supposed to talk to an alien?
Also, wait, how did he not realize that he knew every language, or could I understand any language.
You ever run into a talented person that doesn't understand that not everybody's as talented as them?
I guess.
Because he would there were a few situations where they were trying to make it clear to us that he could speak other languages very easily. And he had no idea. He was just like, how come you guys can't speak Spanish?
Yeah. And I mean, also, I think there's something to be said about, like, this is pre-internet. So, like, how often is he just randomly encountering things in other languages, too? The occasional person in his, that he, like, the occasional, I don't know, like, also in Westchester, upstate New York. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what but Warlock, meanwhile, has found the danger room and is trying to feed off of the bountiful energy it provides. Doug gets to work, using the danger room's advanced holographics to establish some visual language with Warlock. And Warlock takes the controls from there, explaining his whole deal through moving pictures. Warlock explains his world has evolved into a synthesis of man and machine. They reproduce asexually, and every child must face off against his older self, his, quote, father, in a battle to the death.
Weird.
Warlock chose not to fight and has been fleeing from planet to planet looking for sanctuary from his father or allies in the battle against him. Doug starts using patterns of light and sound to further establish a language link, but Warlock is dying. No one can be sure if he's telling the truth, but Rahne can't stand to see him suffer and chooses to trust him. She grabs his outstretched hand and does not start to turn into techno-organics herself.
Whew.
Instead, Warlock transforms his hand into a plug, and Rahne plugs it into the socket in the wall. He springs to life, and he can speak English. Kinda. Xavier returns to the school to find an absolute mess from the slumber party that no one bothered to clean up. Then he finds a hole in the wall and battle damage that no one also bothered to clean up. The New Mutants introduce him to Warlock and request that he and Doug both be admitted to the team. Xavier agrees. The beginning. Did you cry, Pat?
No, not this time.
Okay. This is like the fifth time that Claremont has pulled the beginning.
The beginning.
Wow. I love this issue. What did you guys think?
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It has room to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
I've only had Warlock for 3 issues, but if anything were to happen to him, I would kill everybody in this room.
I'm in the same camp. Not as gripping, like not as spine tingling, but I needed a break from that here.
Yes.
This is like just the right level of silly and satisfying, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Warlock's here now. I'm so happy that Warlock's here.
What a sweetie.
You guys want to do a fun one?
We got one more to go through. Holy shit.
Do a silly one.
And this is the most exhausting of them.
Yeah. This might go quicker because we're not going to have interludes where we wax poetic about them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although we do have a return of Bob McLeod here, the original New Mutants artist. This is going to be New Mutants Annual #1, the Cosmic Cannonball Caper.
Oof.
Okay.
Chris Claremont.
Cannonball Caper.
Yeah.
Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod, writer, co-creators, and artist, respectively. McLeod and Palmer, inkers. McLeod, letterer. Sharon, colorist, and Nascenti, editor, and Jim Dump, editor-in-chief. Release date, October 2nd, 1984. Cover date, November 1984. In the Danger Room, Sam Guthrie is blasting into that big strength press to gauge the power of his blast when Xavier orders Danny to summon his worst fear. Yeah, just that big industrial press they have in the
they used it to gauge Colossus's strength. Now they're doing it to Sam.
Xavier orders Danny to summon his worst fear, a brood, from his mind. He gets distracted and falls, failing Xavier's test and feeling miserable about himself. Interesting, we've seen his worst fear before, and it was a collapsing coal mine. But now his worst fear is the brood.
Yeah.
because that shit's scary, even if you just heard about it.
Scary as hell.
Another thing that I don't really know anything about, but in doing my research and homework for this, the whole brood stuff,
It's
with the
scary.
New Mutants is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically they were formed by the brood, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
And technically, what death are we on with Xavier here?
This-
2.
Yeah, he's had 2. This is 3rd Xavier.
Okay.
We cut to a big green cat monster tearing a poster of LILA CHENEY and the fence behind it with his big claws. What an insane interlude.
This makes this comic feel decades older than it actually.
Right.
Yes.
We've been reading all this.
This looks like it's from the 50s.
Yeah, we've been reading all this really interesting interpersonal and like deep storytelling stuff, and then suddenly a big cat alien monster's just like stomping around the city.
Just tearing down posters.
I hate this poster.
I hate rock music.
Back at the mansion, Danny Moonstar undergoes physical therapy with Stevie Hunter. Recovery is slow, and she's frustrated and feels miserable about herself.
Whoa.
Luckily, Roberto bursts in with 8 tickets to LILA CHENEY's final concert. Cut to the Starlight Ballroom in Manhattan, where the New Mutants, including Doug Ramsey and a disguised Warlock, have exclusive access to watch LILA CHENEY's band during sound check.
Warlock's just like some guy.
He looks like Alan West or something.
Yeah.
He looks like he's their father.
Yes,
He
it's like,
does. He's an
why is
older
this?
man.
Why is this old guy just hanging out with all these kids?
They have an exclusive access to watch LILA CHENEY's band during sound check. The gang stare enamored at the music and the band until a loose sound rig snaps and the amps begin to topple over. Sunspot and Warlock power up and race into action, racing to hold the speakers up, and they succeed, except for the topmost speaker. Cannonball blasts into LILA, knocking her out of the way just in time with a "sorry about this, ma'am."
Very Sam.
Oh, I do need to circle back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam and Rahne. Are there any others? No, I think it's just them. The written accents are very funny.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
They do it really well with Rogue in the main X-Men comics too.
Oh, well, yeah. That would track. It's ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous. It's so silly.
Can I take a moment here to address the way that Chris Claremont just says they arrive at the concert?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "And so on the appointed day at the appointed time, the faithful converge on the Starlight Ballroom in Lower Manhattan to hear the last installment of LILA's triumphant world tour, which has packed houses from London to Tokyo and back again."
This is a guy who's never been to a rock concert.
I also love that, like, they're commenting on how the crowd is dressed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, that dude has a mohawk.
Yeah, one of them's wearing a striped shirt.
Yeah, it's like, this is the 2026 talking, looking back at this, but
Yeah.
There's a
We've got
man-
a bit more tolerance for.
There's a man in front of them in a business suit with glasses and just like neck length brown hair, and they're like, "Oh, everyone here looks so crazy."
Costumes. LILA, thankful to Sam for saving her life, gives him a big kiss on the mouth and invites the whole gang back to her place after the gig for a big party.
How old is she?
Big, the 1975 energy here.
How old is LILA CHENEY?
Unclear.
Okay,
but
all right.
Sam is 16.
great.
Everyone
Wait,
is
Sam
stoked.
is 16?
Yeah. Although
I guess they are all teenagers.
yeah, that's the whole gimmick. You kind of have to distance that from some of this as you read through.
It was a different time.
Exactly. Everyone is stoked to go to Lila's party except Warlock, who notices that the snapped chain was no accident. Someone was trying to murder Lila.
Huh.
Following Rahne's wolf nose, all of the gang except Doug and Danny climb up to the rafters of the theater looking for the culprit. As the concert starts, they find the green cat monster. He's a Vrakanin.
Duh!
And he kicks
Patty's a Vrakanin!
A Vrakanin.
You were
and
like,
he kicks...
I didn't know this was a Vrakanin, and I was like, you dummy.
Can't I just keep calling him green cat monster? He kicks the absolute shit out of the New Mutants one after another. But just as he's taking aim at Lila with his ray gun or whatever, Sam slams into him, catching Lila's attention. She plays a particularly loud guitar riff from the stage that causes the cat guy to shriek in pain, and Warlock as well. Catman's armor explodes and he falls from the rafters in a ball of flame, almost bringing Sam down with him. As Lila and her band continue to play, they start to glow brighter and brighter, Sam dangling overhead, Warlock beginning to discorporate. Suddenly, there's a flash and the entire band disappears, taking Sam with them. In the confusion, the mutants gather around Warlock, who's storing so much energy he's about to burst and take the planet with him. Did not know this was a liability of his.
Yeah. Also, how did he absorb that much energy that was generated on the planet in front of them right before them? Yeah, you're right.
I absolutely started skimming at this point.
Sure.
I unfortunately have to admit that.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, the energy came from Lila herself activating a Stargate and teleporting across the universe. Danny asks if Warlock can use the energy to replicate the Stargate. She needs to chase Lila and get Sam back. So, just as Lila did, Warlock glows super bright until the New Mutants suddenly disappear. She's like, well, can you just create a Stargate that teleports us across the universe? And
like,
Warlock's like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, of course.
But instead of ending up wherever Lila and the band and Sam went to, the New Mutants find themselves floating in the vacuum of space. Meanwhile, Sam and the band pop into a majestic palace on an alien world. When Lila shows the massive abandoned city beyond to Sam, she finds that she doesn't need to explain that they're in a Dyson sphere. Sam already knows what that is from all of the Larry Niven he reads.
Oh my God.
Loves Larry Niven.
He's such a nerd. In the last episode, he was like, oh, I read a lot of Robert Heinlein. And he's like, oh, I read so much Larry Niven. Freaking dork, this guy. Okay, can one of you explain what a Dyson sphere is?
It's like a fake world. It is. You didn't catch this while you were skimming, Stephen? It's.
I was like, I've heard this term before, and I know I recognize it from somewhere, but I fucking forget.
Oh, it's all that Larry Niven you read.
Yeah.
It's like a sphere in space protecting the environment underneath it so that it's habitable. It's a fake planet.
Okay.
But one
simple idea here.
But one large enough that that the star of that system can fit inside. So it has to be like millions and millions of miles across.
Right. Lila nibbles Sam's ear and sends him off to get changed while she has an ominous conversation with another green alien gremlin about what's really going on. She's got a bounty on her head because of some upcoming auction where she plans on stealing and auctioning off the Earth. Meanwhile, the New Mutants wake up in a spaceship that is Warlock. He's a spaceship now. And he can't get them home, but he can get them to LILA CHENEY, so Danny orders him to get moving. Back in the Dyson sphere, Lila's getting down to the business of boning Sam, who is now sporting basically a Glenn Danzig costume. And while they're getting down, her drummer is making shady deals with the alien gremlin guys, the Vrakanin, behind her back. His drummer looks like a redheaded pervert Iggy Pop.
Oh my god, he does.
The New Mutants make it to the Dyson Sphere and start exploring the city looking for Lila and Sam when more Vrakanin attack.
Not more Vrakanin!
They fight but get their asses beat, and Warlock, Wolfsbane, and Danny get captured. Sunspot, who stole one of the aliens' sky sleds, seemingly crashed to the ground and is presumed dead. At least that's what they're told when they're brought to Lila's palace in shackles and tossed in front of the Vrakanin's other prisoners, Sam and Lila. They watch helpless as the drummer who betrayed Lila is evaporated in front of them, and the leader is about to teleport the Earth to the Dyson Sphere and sell every Earthling into slavery.
Oh boy.
The stakes are high, folks.
The stakes are... God damn it.
Yeah, okay. This is like the plot of a Fantastic Four comic from 1962.
Yeah, like what this clearly happens after the Demon Bear Saga.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Oh, but just before he can throw the switch, the palace itself begins to shake apart. You guessed it, Magma is here, along with Ileana, who uses her soul sword to trick a cat person into thinking he's been stabbed, while Doug tackles them from behind. Doug did it!
Yay!
Let's go!
This was the stupidest fight scene to try and recap. It was like, oh, she swings her sword, but he knows it, but it doesn't.
It just scares him, so she grabs his gun, shoots him with it. They're just killing these guards too. Yeah. There is no regard for life here.
It's like Chris and Bob also want to be done with the comic, and they're just like, I don't know, they fucking shoot him. I don't know, whatever.
They free their teammates who join the fight until finally Sunspot arrives. He's okay and finishes it.
Yay!
They're not out of trouble yet, though.
Oh!
As the damage Amara did to the palace fucked up the Earth-stealing device, and now it's going to blow up the Earth instead. As it begins to activate, the room begins to glow. Lila admits she has no idea how to turn it off, but Doug finds some writing on the wall with instructions. He's got just seconds to decipher it and save the world, which, of course, he does.
Yay.
Everything's back to normal, except that now they're stuck on an alien world with a woman who tried to kidnap it. She apologizes, explaining she's a master thief and stealing a planet would have proven she's the best at what she does, but since they saved her life, she'll leave it alone.
She's good now.
Plus, she's a mutant and can easily teleport them all back home. Problem solved.
Okay.
Her bathing suit is getting smaller by the page here, too. Especially as we get towards the end. It is just
does feel like Bob McLeod is like, how much smaller can I get away with?
Everybody pops back to Earth, only in London, just outside of Lila's townhome. Sam is
she just says, sorry.
Yeah.
You're on your own from here.
Good luck getting back to
How the fuck are they gonna get home?
USA.
Also, she's a rich fucking pop star.
She's a rock star, yeah.
She can do it. She can get them home.
Sam is upset with Lila. How could she possibly sell the entire Earth? Seemed only fair, she says. Earth sold me. But she doesn't explain what that means.
Because Chris Claremont doesn't even know what the fuck that means.
They just get all romantic with each other and make out some more. Meanwhile, the New Mutants call Professor X for a ride home, and Roberto is upset that Lila likes Sam over her. The end.
Whoa!
Great.
This is so... What a mess.
Had such a good fucking arc, and then all of a sudden we have to read this.
Just that. We have to go to the circus.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. I hope this doesn't offend.
This really cemented for me the idea that Bill Sienkiewicz's art is almost forcing Chris Claremont to be like a little more weird and a little more solemn about it than like when Bob McLeod comes in and they they fight a rock star in space for the fate of every human on Earth. Overall, though, I gotta say, this was a blast. This is as refreshing as it was when we first got the New Mutants, when they were first introduced. Just like, my God, this is something new, and we really needed it.
I agree. Yeah, I think the Demon Bear Saga is just something really special, and so is the sleepover issue, and it makes me want to know more.
Yeah.
About what are they going? Where's this going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might genuinely like keep reading.
Yeah. We'll let you know when it gets bad again.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you know exactly when to stop.
Well, hold on. I'll tell you guys. It gets bad right away, but then it gets good again. So don't worry. The next arc is like the Cloak and Dagger, like the sort of reconciling the Cloak and Dagger stuff.
Gets a little, but still listen, please.
No,
folks.
Yeah, it's still Bill Sienkiewicz and Chris Claremont, so it's going to be interesting. It's just like that. It's Chris Claremont kind of shaking off the last little bit of his previous inclinations before getting into more of this Demon Bear style storytelling.
Nice.
He's got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it has wheels and seals.
Oh boy, Matt, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Do you like video games?
Are you freaking kidding me? I love the damn things.
Have you ever heard of these guys, the Mario Brothers?
You're telling me they're two brothers named Mario?
Yeah. One of them's
well,
sort
kind
of. It depends on what you mean.
This guy,
Matt,
you know what, Pat? I'm looking at this ad here, and this guy looks less like a guy named Mario and more like Jumpman from the Donkey Kong video game.
Oh, Matt, there's a rookie mistake.
Okay.
This is not Jumpman from Donkey Kong. This is Mario and his brother Luigi, who it seems like... So the plot that this is describing... Now, this is Mario Bros. For Atari. This is not the NES game that we know. This is one, like, what do you call it? A platformer where you're just on one screen...
They're both platformers, but yeah, this is like a dual.
Yeah, it's like a picture Joust, if you know the game Joust. It's just one room where you're jumping between levels. You have to kill crabs and turtles, and it seems like Luigi has gotten stuck in one of the pipes.
Well, I don't know why they're saying that.
But yeah, something's coming up the plumbing. Poor Luigi's in a bind. Killer turtles to get him. Giant crabs are right behind. Fighter flies, holy cripes, they're all coming out the pipes.
Now,
Mario Bros. For Atari.
Have you guys ever played this game?
No, but I saw some YouTube footage. It looks awful.
It's a lot of... Okay, so you play it like against each other, and you're kind of like running around. If you've ever played Super Smash Brothers, there's one level that's like based on it.
Yeah, I recognize this image from it as like a Smash level.
Yeah, if you go underneath the platforms and you jump upwards, it flips the turtles over, and then you got to kick them, and it's like you're kind of competing for score. So you have to get, I think, like 3 or 4 ahead of the other player before you win. And in the middle is the big POW block that knocks everything over.
Oh, right.
And
that fucking POW block.
Yeah, I had this game for NES as a kid. It was actually a lot of fun.
You had this one?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And I don't know.
Honestly, there's a whole other one.
I had that one too. I actually don't know. Was this... Okay, so Mario first appears in Donkey Kong as Jumpman.
Right.
And then is this before... This is before Super Mario Brothers, right?
Yes, correct.
Did they at
Well, yes, because it's Mario Bros. It's not Super Mario
Yeah,
Bros.
this
Did
is
they-
the original.
at this point know that this was the same guy from Donkey Kong? No one on this call is going to be able to answer that question. I wonder.
No.
I would say the Luigi here looks a whole lot more like
Jumpman.
Jumpman than the Mario does.
I don't know. No price on it.
No, there's no price on this, but you already bought it, Matt.
Got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's Pat Deals and Steals.
Oh, Pat, I'm sorry the Pat Steals and Deals ended so abruptly, but man, we're tired after that annual. Stephen,
Hello.
thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you for
seriously.
having me. This was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun to have you. Everyone can find you on your podcast, Batting
Yeah.
Around.
Batting around, sometime in some places we couldn't get the G.
Oh.
So hold a moment. All of our links are on our link tree. Batting around. We couldn't get the G. Just Google Batting Around podcast. You'll find us somewhere.
Yeah. You can find you guys on Blue Sky too, right?
Yeah, we've got a Blue Sky. That's where we post because, my co-hosts are trans. I'm gay. We're not fucking with Twitter.
Yeah.
So Batting Around at bluesky.social for the podcast. If you need me, I'm at tgk.bluesky.social.
3-letter handle.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
I
a big
am a
deal.
Blue Sky elder. I needed an invite to get on there. But yeah, if you want to listen to if you were intrigued by us discussing my podcast at the top of this show and you've made it all the way here, check us out. I have these exact vibes over there, but instead of talking about hijacking planet Earth to sell slavery in space, I talk about how my favorite baseball team is ruining my life. So if that is of interest
good
to
feels.
you, yeah, that's really all I got.
Awesome. Yeah, can't recommend Batting Around enough. Please tune in, check out their Patreon. Really cool stuff.
And that favorite baseball team is the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, everybody. He's a big Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp fan. Well, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Mutant Menace Pod. You can find our Patreon at
Patreon.com/Mutant Menace Pod.
Mutant Menace. No, I don't think
No,
there's a pod.
sorry, /Mutant Menace.
The /Mutant Menace.
Do you want to say it clean once?
You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/Mutant Menace. There we post our bonus episodes. We post a little early. We post for any, all benefits are for any amount of money. You can start as low as $1.
pay what you want.
But if you also want to follow us for $0, you'll get our reading lists, so you can keep up with us as we go.
mutantmenacepod@gmail.com if you want to write into Pat's email corner. Also, just send us your name. If you send us strictly your name, we'll read it at the top of the show. Huge thanks, as always, to Krills Wilson for the music and to Julia Selly for providing the voice of Trish Tilby.
So,
And with that,
I think we'll end the show the way we end every episode. So, Stephen, do you want to give our trademark sign off that we give at the end of every episode?
Sure can. Real cute tush. Let's see where he went.
that's right, folks. And as always, the bear's taint is summarily banished.
And don't forget, eeny, meeny, chili beanie.